Okay, the puff in my hair, I feel like it looks so good, like the way that it kind of like shrinks. So it's like I have to blow dry it, like blow it out, and then I have to let the humidity in the air let it shrink a little bit. And then when it shrinks back up, it looks like the perfect puff. Anyway, I was just thinking about relationships and people and dating and love and intercourse. And I just really feel like sometimes as women we sell ourselves short. Like we give ourselves the shortest stick. And it's like deep down, you know you're deserving of way more. You know that you're deserving of somebody who wants to be with you, who genuinely cares about you, who thinks you're more than just a quick fix for their, you know, sexual appetite. And you know, you know that you're worth more than that, but you consistently settle because you either don't believe that what you want exists, or you do believe it exists but you don't want to wait, or it's like it feels almost impossible to see like yourself getting something that you desired for so long. This lane is the fastest moving lane, but it's also the slowest moving lane. I don't know why I was doing that, but it was giving like, I don't know why when I do this I feel like it's like an eyeball or it's like a three. So yeah. Anyway, I've been doing that a lot lately, and I feel like that's like a some type of demonic symbolism. Oh, and then I see the company that I used to work for, Faith Family Excellence. Syphilis is curable, free STD check. Anyway, but yeah, I'm just thinking about like what I'm doing with my life and the people that I'm surrounding myself with. And I don't know why I'm just starting to get this overwhelming feeling that I am stretching myself thin and hanging around the wrong kinds of people. And it's like even the truck in front of me, it says Faith Family Excellence. And it's a what? Electrical, heating and cooling, plumbing company. Your neighborhood technician, milestone. We'll fix it in a flash. But it's like, even with just looking at that, like, what do I want? That's what I want. I want to have my faith. I want to have a family, whether that be my own family. And then I see something about Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. But it's like, I want to have my own family. I want to live in excellence, like Daniel in the Bible. But for some reason, when I get myself in these situations, and that's what Tony Gaskin says. So maybe it's genuinely true, but I feel like women, God created us with a natural submission to men. And so I feel like even when you don't, especially for somebody like me, even when I don't want to submit to a man, it's like I can't help myself. It's like everything in me is like, oh, well, you know, he's a man, listen to him. Even if the person has like ill will towards me, it's really hard to, oh my gosh, I'm getting, it's really hard to change. Like, you can't really change people, and it's really hard to know you have a certain, somebody said that I came off like I was eager to please. Like that when it comes to relationships, I'm eager to please, and because of that, like, that probably makes it very easy for people to feel like they can take advantage of me. And I do feel like it happens a lot, but I think that eagerness to please comes from God. I feel like it's a gifting that God gives women that He's ordained to be wives. And so I know that I'm not just somebody's girlfriend. What I desire is marriage. What I've always desired is marriage. And yes, I've done things that may say otherwise. I'll say, like, the way that I've lived in the past, where I've, let men come over my house and not really cared. I've done that before. But that doesn't mean that takes away the fact that God made me a wife. It just means I settled in that season of my life, maybe because I had low self-worth, maybe because I didn't think that, I deserved it, maybe because I was impatient, maybe because I was attracted to somebody's physical appearance more so than their spiritual appearance, which is actually crazy when you think about it, considering if you could see, if you know what demons look like, and I know what some of them look like, you'd be surprised at what, like when you see it operating through somebody, it's like nauseating yet enticing, because that's what you know, or that's what you've been exposed to. I don't know, man. I'm just coming to this point where it's like, in my mind, I don't know if it's like my late maturing stage, but I'm about to be 30. Like, I'm getting so close to 30 that it's like blowing my mind. And yes, I've grown so much, but I still have a ways to go in some areas, and I feel like relationships, there's just that area that I struggle in. Not your father's mother nature. Oh my God, this stop and go traffic is literally like taking me out right now. Sorry, I had to adjust because these pants are freaking tight. I'm about to throw these pants away. Matter of fact, I need to just go through my clothes and start throwing what I don't want or wear, or stuff that is not mine, like other people's clothes that I just keep for whatever sake. I'm throwing them away. Like, I don't want the spirits attached to it. And then it's crazy because it's like I keep thinking about certain people. Like, certain people just constantly come to mind, and I'm just kind of like, whatever. It's crazy though, because I know that I'm so close to what God has for me. And the reason that I know is because I've had moments in my life where exes and men that I've dealt with in the past, like, came back and was like, oh, like, I'm trying to make something shake with you. And I'm like, okay, like, what you on though? Because if you're not on like no marriage type stuff, then like I'm not really interested. And then it'll be like they don't be on no type of like long-term longevity based things. They're just looking for a quick sexual fill from me. And I know that I have, a body that men desire. So unfortunately, my shape, even though I'm on the shorter side and a little bit thicker, my shape is in right now. So it's like They be on me like flies on poop. But bro, like, the way that I know that God is really like what he has me doing right now is the path that I'm supposed to be on, is because every time I get on it and I'm very consistent and I'm just like on board, on top of it, doing everything that God's telling me to do, being obedient, they come out of the woodworks. Like, all of them. And it would be different if it was like under a bridge. Hold on. Yeah, so it would be different if it was like one guy came and he's like, oh, I'm trying to see what you up to. No, it don't be one. It don't be one of them that be trying to see what I'm up to. It be like 7 of them. And I'm like, bro, like, leave me alone. And then, but that's my thing. Like, that's what I'm saying. I have a weak spot for people that I have come to teach myself to love. And I think that that's another gift that's given by God that the enemy perverts, is that I have a desire to bring people to Christ. And so a lot of times I get in these situations with men where they'll be talking to me and I'll be talking to them, and I'll start to think like, okay, this is going to, maybe I can give them some wisdom about Jesus. Maybe I can lead them to Christ, when that's not my assignment. And so sometimes you take on people as assignments that you believe are yours to like heal and help and hold and fill, help them find out what's missing here. And those people are not receptive to you specifically, and that is why God doesn't have you ministering to them. You also have to have really strong boundaries. And honestly, men are supposed to be ministering to men, and women should be ministering to other women, because that's how people end up in fornication. Which your girl, your girl has a strong past with. So, excuse you. This car literally did not put their blinker on and just forced their way in front of me on the highway while we have bumper-to-bumper traffic. I can't stand when people do stuff like that, because it's literally the most irritating thing you can do, because you're impatient and then keep jumping over, like, cannot pick a lane. But anyway, as I was saying, hey, even though, like, I fail some of the tests, like, I feel like God sends the test, and I may, like, take the test and fail it. It's like the lesson that I learn keeps me from repeating it. Because I'm like, okay, but then the next time the tests come around, it always, and that's the thing, it always comes around in a time where you're like extremely vulnerable. So it'll be like, the tests don't come when you're like headstrong and you're like, I'm not falling for this trap no more. Like, as soon as you decide I'm not falling for the trap no more, the tests don't come then. The tests come 5 months down the line, when you start getting discouraged and you're like, ooh, like, I'm feeling like, I'm feeling lonely today. I'm feeling like I need somebody to talk to. I'm feeling like hopeless in love. I'm feeling hopeless in this situation. That's when all of the Beatles and the worms that look like they're gonna bud into butterflies start popping up, and then you're like, ooh, look, my caterpillar popped up. And you're thinking like this caterpillar maybe is about to bud and finally start turning into a butterfly. No, that is the devil deceiving you. And God allowed the test to happen to see, like, have you really grown? Have you really learned? And then sometimes you come to the conclusion, like, I've learned in my mind, but maybe I haven't applied it enough in my life so that I can actually, like, pass that test. Ooh, bridge. So what I'm learning is that I've grown a lot. I've grown in my mentality. The things that I'm attracted to are completely different. Like, I can look at somebody and be like, okay, like, nothing about your personality or your soul or your heart is attractive to me anymore. Does that mean that I've passed the test in other areas? No. So, will I still entertain a conversation that may not be beneficial? Yeah. Will I still open my heart up a little bit and share things that maybe I should keep to myself? Yes. And do I believe that that is ministry? Sometimes, yes. But I don't know, you have to understand there's boundaries in ministry, especially between opposite sex things. And I'm learning, like, you can't minister, I say it all the time, you can't minister to people you sleep with, and it's the truth. Like, that sounds so blunt, but it's the truth. You can't have your legs open to somebody and then expect them to hear from God, because they're not hearing from God, they're hearing from them open legs. And so if you really want to minister to somebody of the opposite sex, you're going to have to hire a mentor, send him to somebody else. Send him to a man, somebody who does not want to sleep. And if he's really about growth, he'll change, but usually they don't be about it, and that's why the relationship was not meant to work in the first place. Hey. So, yeah, I'm learning a lot about just boundaries. And then I'm also learning I have to be significantly stronger with my boundaries as, you know, after finding out that I'm autistic, because autistic women are more likely to be sexually assaulted because we don't understand the social cues that get us in dangerous situations with members of the opposite sex. And so now I have to be twice as cognizant as a neurotypical woman, because where she may pick up the third time, like it may be 3 times of her experiencing something before she gets it and starts picking up and be able to learn from it and not end up in that same situation. Whereas for me, it may take 7 times of hearing the same thing before I start to pick up on it. And sometimes it'll take even more than that. So, and that's why now I was like, I got in a space where I think I was arrogant, where I was thinking, oh, I don't need to listen to the same message. Because sometimes they say, like, oh, if you listen to the same thing 7 times, like, then you'll retain the information better. And I used to always think, like, oh, well, I don't need to listen to it that many times. Like, I got it the first time. No, you don't. You don't got it the first time. You don't even get it the second time. And it is true that when you're hearing something and you're learning from something, you're listening, but your mind may get caught up on one thing in that learning experience that was said. So if somebody's teaching you something, you hear one thing, your mind catches that thing, and it misses the thing right after that was being said. That's what Tony Gaskins says all the time. And I used to think like, oh, he's just, he just wants you to listen to his videos more than once. But no, there's truth to it. There's studies done saying that if you listen to something multiple times, you will pick up different things each time, but you will also retain the information better. Me too. And it's true. I've realized over time, the more that I listen to the same thing, the more it starts to resonate with me, the more I hear it, and then the more I'm like, okay, like I gotta start doing this way, and it really actually starts taking like root in my mind because I've listened to it enough that I'm processing it and it's resonating. Whereas one time or two times you're listening to it, it's not processing, it's not resonating. So I may have messed up a couple times. I may have went back to the same toad thinking he was a prince this time. And I've made that mistake many times. And I've made the same mistake with different men because they all got different mannerisms and different traits about them and sometimes different ways of manipulating. And so it took a while to get to this point where I can see it. It took because I didn't start dating until I was 19. So about 9 years. It took about 9 years for me to start getting, okay, men think differently than women and they behave like this. So you may not want to do some of the things that you do that you think is normal, that you grew up in your household doing, that you were taught was normal, but in actuality it is something that can be dangerous to you if you're not cognizant. And so I'm learning. It's taking a minute, but I'm learning. And I also think like what Tony says, he says that we need to start raising our kids like how, excuse my French, but how white people do, how Caucasian people do. A lot of white people raise their kids to be in relationships kind of young, and they kind of groom them for marriage. Whereas in the black community, we don't really do that. Like we don't do that. And so we get out in the dating world as adults and we don't really know what we're doing. And yeah, so whereas I might be 28 in actuality, in like dating age, I'm like a 7-year-old. But white people, they're bringing boyfriends home at young ages because their parents are trying to teach them how to, be wifely. And they're teaching the boys how to provide and protect by having him take, his girlfriends out on dates at younger ages. They were not trying to let me over. That was crazy, but hey, it's either you let me over or we get in an accident. Whichever one you want it to be. Because, yeah. But yeah, I learned a lot today. And over the past, couple months. And I'm just learning also not to settle. Because every time I'm like, I will make excuses as to why it's okay to settle for somebody. Like, oh, well, he's gone through this in his life. He's gone through that in his life. Oh, he's here and he's doing this, he's doing that. And then it's like, when you start comparing men, yes, and that's the problem. Don't nobody want to be a girlfriend for 15 years. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I've been comparing men lately, and I'm comparing the men that I used to be attracted to the men that I'm attracted to now. Similarities are there from what I've seen. Like, most men struggle with some type of anger and aggression. That's just a given at this point. So I'm kind of like learning how to navigate that, where I call it out. Like, you're not gonna talk to me any kind of way. You're not gonna treat me crazy. And if you think that you gonna talk to me crazy, we're not talking. And you can come back when you learn how to speak to me. And if you never learn, then it's done so. And they get the message. Like, if I'm gonna talk to her, then I'm gonna have to come right. Okay. But I find, like, now it's like the little refining things. Why is everybody driving crazy? Why are they driving like that, bro? They're literally driving like they got their license out of a cereal box. Anyway, before I get distracted, like, I used to date men that would drink and smoke and curse like a sailor. And now I'm starting to see, like, there are men that are out there who do have goals and desires, and they may struggle in the area of anger, but they take care of their body. They may curse a little, so that, you gotta call them out, like, hey, I'm a woman. I don't want you cursing around me. Like, it just sounds foul and crude, and I don't like it, so don't do it. And they'll respect you enough to not do it around you. And then, like, but I've been dating somebody recently who does not drink, who does not smoke, and who goes to the gym, like, regularly. And I feel like it has, one, inspired me to work out because, as you can see, I'm always wearing my BB, they call it a BBL jacket, but I'm always wearing these now because it's just like, they feel good, they're easy to wear to the gym. I like feeling covered up, but it's a little, it's form fitting, so it's not like stuck up, but it's not like I'm showing my entire body. And then it's also like, I don't know, wearing the workout clothes, it makes me want to go work out. So, and then it was crazy because, like, 2 or 3 years ago, I bought a brand new, like, wardrobe. It was basically like all workout clothes from Fashion Nova and Shein and stuff, and then I just never wore it. Like, I went to the gym a couple times, and I was too shy to wear the stuff to the gym. Now I'm like, girl, your mom died at 47. Like, you need to get your life together. You need to do the thing. You need to do the things. You need to work out. You need to take care of your body. You're building your brand. You're writing books. You're doing all of the stuff that you said you wanted to do. Now you're actually in the process of doing those things. Stick to it. And being with, and even just being around men who take care of their bodies, who are concerned about that kind of thing, it makes me more motivated to want to be around people who have priorities that aren't, like, low level. I want to start, yes, we must set standards. Exactly. I want to start working out again. You should. And the thing that I've noticed about it, I feel so much more energetic when I work out. Like, it takes energy when you're doing it, but ultimately it gives you back energy after the fact. So it's like, you want to wake up earlier in the day. You don't sleep your days away as much because your body's used to moving now, and it makes you want to eat better because then you're like, okay, I'm fueling my body, I'm not just feeding it. And then I used to eat a lot of stuff with no nutritional value, so now it's like I focus on stuff that has a lot of protein because, your girl's trying to go back to being vegetarian. I don't know how plausible that is or, like, tangible that is, but I'm trying. And I have to find new ways of like having protein in my diet. And then what else? But yeah, I say all that to say, like, dating gym bros has kind of changed my type, because I feel like the gym bros are putting a lot more effort into themselves, and they have higher standards for what they want. And so I don't know if I'm gonna stay in the gym bro category, because I don't just want somebody. Some of them lack in character. I'll say that. So I don't just want a gym bro who lacks in character. I want a gym bro of quality. Like a gym bro who, wants to do stuff with his life. And, you can want to be a rapper, and you can want to, I don't know, have dreams of being famous, but I kind of want somebody who has bigger dreams than that. Like, I want somebody who dreams of like legacy. So yeah, I don't know. But Jesus is, I feel like he's, even though like he sees that I be messing up and I'm struggling in some areas, I think he recognizes that I'm trying and that I'm changing, and that the watching people change and like people changing is a slow process, and it does not happen overnight. Like, we tend to romanticize it as, having to happen. It's not an overnight thing. So it's gonna take time. You're gonna have days and months and sometimes weeks where you're not on top of it. You're gonna have times where you fall off. And I think my biggest problem with everything has always been like staying consistent. Ooh, I kind of want Taco Bell, but they don't serve breakfast at Taco Bell anymore. That's my favorite like place to go for breakfast, because I like that it's, one, it's cheap, two, the portions are decent, and three, like, I don't know, I can make it easily vegetarian. Which is like, it gets that fast food fix, but it like, I didn't know they had breakfast. Yeah, they do. They used to. I heard they got rid of it last year, and only certain locations do breakfast now. I was like, what? Because I used to always get the breakfast Crunchwrap Supreme, and I would either take the bacon and sausage out and put potatoes in it, and then just have like the eggs, the potato, the cheese, and then sometimes like the cheese sauce, and then occasionally I'll have like a hash brown on the side and like some orange juice. But they don't do it no more, so my feelings have been hurt. Ooh, the sun is bright. And I got an interview at 10. So I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A, get a little breakfast, because your girl be skipping meals, and I need to stop doing that. And then what am I going to do? Go to my interview, and then go to the gym, and then, yeah, I don't know, get something good to eat later, I guess. Oh, I need to do laundry. So yeah, I'm gonna get off of here because I've been talking for longer than I intended. Dang, my hair kind of look a mess, a little bit. It's natural, so may you receive what's yours. Oh, may you too. Jesus is here. I'm gonna be going. Nice to hang out with you for a few. Have an amazing day. Lots of favor over you in your interview. Thank you. Your girl is trying. So these we gonna get it. Cause I got some stuff planned. I don't want to talk about it because I don't like. Sometimes I be talking too much and then I be jinxing stuff. So I'm trying to keep it low profile for right now, but working on a lot of stuff, and I'll share it on the channel later with you guys, because I believe that it is so necessary. So, and I'm excited, and stuff is gonna change within the next couple months for realsies. So you guys have a good day. I'll talk to you whenever I have like one of these moments. I feel like I forgot something that I was gonna say though. Something very important. Oh, probably feeding off of what I said yesterday, but if if a man does not love himself, he cannot love you. And unfortunately, I thought it was like, oh, you can love somebody or somebody can love you. Like you guys can love each other and not like do the right things, or like, you know, you can mess up. But or you can still be in a relationship with somebody who doesn't love themselves and still like be in a good relationship. I no longer believe that. I genuinely understand why people say you have to love themselves, yourself, in order to be in a relationship, because you can't, you know, your insecurities are going to overpower your love if you do not love yourself. So if you can't love yourself and like have grace for your insecurities and like kind of, you know, work with it, then you're not going to be able to work with somebody else's insecurities. And then you're also, like, men have that thing where they tend to like almost destroy the people that love them when they're in a state where they deem themselves unlovable. And so you become like a byproduct of their self-hate and their pain, and it gets taken out on you. So love yourself first, because if you love yourself, you won't stay in toxic relationships, and then find someone else who loves themselves, because if they love themselves, then they're going to be able to love you because they love themselves enough to say, I deserve something good, and be able to take care of something good. So, yeah. Bye, you guys.